During the colonial period, whaling became prime industry. Many of the families here in the Cape are descendants of New England whaling families. Some can even trace their lineage back to the Mayflower. They migrated south to follow the whales. But whaling wouldn't last, and the next century would see growth in a new industry: tourism. At the beginning of the 1800s, the Philadelphia gentry could make the trip in 1 to 2 days by stagecoach. A long, dirty, uncomfortable ride. Others would sail down the Delaware River into the Delaware Bay. This was slightly longer, but more pleasant than travel by stagecoach. They'd hug the New Jersey coast, sailing down the bay, finally arriving at Cape May and anchoring their boats. Travelers from southern states made their way up the Atlantic seaboard by schooner, stopping in Cape May, and it soon became very popular with well-to-do Southerners. Travel to the shore became faster and easier in the 1820s, with a steamboat route between Philadelphia and Cape May. The steamboat line allowed more people to travel to the shore. Though still expensive, one could expect to arrive the same day. Back then, you had to consider the time it took to travel to the shore. People often stayed for weeks or the entire summer, not returning home until the weather cooled. Cape May emerged as a premier hotspot, popular with Philadelphians and wealthy Southerners alike. Accommodation choices were quite limited in those early days, encouraging construction. I'm standing here in front of Congress Hall. This is the third Congress Hall. The one before it was destroyed by fire. This one is made in brick. Today, Congress Hall is thriving, a posh resort hotel. It has charming restaurants and dining options, and plenty of evidence harking back to its earlier decades of service. One such evidence is this hallway of flags, which showcases several of the presidents of the United States who have stayed here. While rumors that President Lincoln stayed in the hotel are not well founded, many other presidents before and after Lincoln are known to have vacationed here. President Harrison made headlines when he chose the first floor of Congress Hall for his summer White House, as was reported by the New York Times on July 4th in 1891. Sadly, his wife, Mrs. Harrison, became increasingly ill during her last summer here in Cape May. She died 1 year later of tuberculosis. Congress Hall was first constructed in 1816 as a long wooden boarding house with no paint and no plaster. Demand for accommodations at the shore was strong in those early days, and the place filled quickly. It was added on to and improved so many times that, by 1870, this huge luxury hotel complex had all but completely replaced the original bare-bones building described from 6 decades earlier. Sadly, 8 years later, it all burned down in the Great Fire of 1878. The current version of the hotel was rebuilt in only 1 year, smaller than the one that had burned, but at least this one would last. Tourism really flourished along the New Jersey coast with the arrival of the railroad. While Atlantic City received the first boon with connection to the Camden, Philadelphia area in 1854, it took almost another decade, until 1863, for Cape May to be connected by rail. Reasonable train fares and shorter travel time made it possible for regular folks to enjoy a beach holiday and return to their homes and to their jobs. This finally made the beach a destination for more than just an affluent few. Shortly after the arrival of the railroad, the city suffered two devastating fires. In August of 1869, a fire destroyed the post office and at least 35 other buildings. But then, in 1878, a 5-day-long fire destroyed 30 blocks of the town center. This meant that a large number of houses and other buildings were rebuilt in this period. Because of this, thanks to this, the town is a unique collection of homes, largely from the second half of the 19th century, during the height of the Victorian era. Cape May is one of the only East Coast seaside towns to have such a large collection of homes from this period.